let's talk a little bit again. Like maybe I like to discuss a little bit today, like a little bit more like the feeling when you do flow, and the difference between when you not flow and flowing. So I want you. I like to use that thing. I do this for like for the kids too because help me to explain. But I don't think like it's just for kids that thing, you know. And martial arts or for our understanding, you can divide like our body in like four body base, you know. Some different philosophy way or for different school of thinking, you can divide in different way. So I like to divide in that four way because maybe it's more easy for or understand what's going on in our body. No, so you can divide a physical body, mental body, emotional body, and energetic body. So basically, the energetic body is the what drive you to do everything in life. You need because you need the energy for anything. You know, if the radio for electricity, we need the energy. If you don't have the energy, anything works. So this is the fundamental body for you can start from that. You need that energy. This means if you don't have energy, it's because you die. No, if you still alive, it's because you have energy. So now it's more like for us and the martial art perspective is where your energy go more strong. So everyone has some tendency to use more energy for some kind of body. For example, some people is more physical. And the sense of jiu-jitsu, some guys natural do good things, you know, stronger, you know, fast, have good stamina, have attributes, physical attributes. You know, that the guys already born that way. Some people is more like intellectual, is more like the mental body, is more intellectual, can thinking more, understanding more how the technique work. For the physical one, maybe the guy don't understand how it work, but he's do it. You know, his natural can do it. And another one, no, he need thinking more. Oh, how this work, how I move, and have more that kind of people. Another kind of people is more like emotional people. You know, his drive for the emotion control him to do everything. Yeah, that kind of people. So when the energy go too much for each bud, this becomes the problem. For example, if the energy is too focused too much in the physical body, natural, the tendency is you look more for satisfaction in your body. You love food, you love sleep, you love sex, you love everything. It's not bad, but the problem is when your energy go too much in that direction. Or in jiu-jitsu, when your energy go for too much that body, your tendency to use more power, more explosion. You know, you use more the physical part and don't have too much time to think and do strategy and see and recognize things. So that's the problem when you go too much the physical one. When you have the balance, is the perfect one. And the mental body is the guy is thinking too much when go too much energy there. Now, have enough you need for thinking, but if the energy go too much for the mental body, is when you start stop, you freezing. Now have the situation, the guy start past the guy, you start thinking too much, what I can do, what's the technique, or start past where I need grab, you know, how I do the technique. So you think too much, so you freeze. Or you're not able to think and not because it's too much situation, you don't have time to use your intellect to figure out the problem. So this is the problem when the energy goes too much there. And the emotional one, maybe in martial arts, is more easy to recognize when the guy have too much emotion move him. Too angry, too exciting. It's okay if you have that balance, but again, if you go too much, the energy for emotion, you cannot see clear anymore because now the emotion controls you. You know, that is not more like the body tell you what to do or intellectual you see what you need to do. You just do like really like animal. So the emotion controls too much you. So the key for us is how you able to balance all this body. Like I say, everyone have more tendency for one. The one is drive more you, it's okay, no problem. But more you can able to balance all the three body, use the energetic body and go for the three body. More balance you have, more clarity you have when you go for sparring. So for achieve the flow state, you need have that balance first. If you go too much for one part of your body, you cannot flow in because your focus is too much there. So when you go for one body, you focus too much there, you cannot see what happened in another situation, in another body, your emotion and your feelings. So the ideas for awareness is is opposite the focus. You know focus, the awareness, you can see all that body happen at the same time. So that your own training. You know, you need to recognize when your energy go for more one body, and you can see how you can manipulate that energy to be balanced between all body. Okay, so one key I thought for everyone, like I think is like the secret key. You can see here how you can balance the body is through the breath. This is not just from martial arts. This comes from like India in yoga. He's trained a lot of breathe, how you learn how to breathe, because he's know this. He's understand the breathe is the key to connect all this body. So every time when you're too much emotional, I think your grandmother tell you breathe or count to 10, have some like the trick, because this work. Because your focus not go too much your emotion. Your focus is for your mind, if you count, or you go your attention for your breath, so you can calm down and balance that energy again. So every time when you feel like your energy go too much for each area, pay attention to your breath, or breathe slow, or control your breath. Just pay attention to your breath can help you to balance through that energy, through that body. So this is why a lot of guys in the martial arts is focused on the breathe, or for example in the boxing, the way you breathe, Muay Thai, everything, the way you breathe is connect to your physical and to your emotion. So you can see clear, you know, take one time and start thinking you fight. Imagine you in the high level competition, or you fight in the street, and you start to recognize your breath start change already. Just think about this. So you can see the connection between your thought process and your breath. So every time when you feel that way and you control your breath, you can control your thought process again. Because what tell you what your energy go with is too much about like the thought process, where you thinking, what you thinking. Now, for example, why you go too much that physical body? Because you thinking, and when you start sparring, you thinking, and your brain don't know. Your brain think you in the fight, yeah. He don't care if inside the dojo is in the street. If your brain thinking you fight, so your body's prepared for fight, and the energy go too much there, so you be in the fight mode. It's like attack or run. So this is okay if you need fight, but if you need to learn, it's not the more smart way to keep your energy, because you need your brain here. You need understand you here for learn, not for fight. So all the process, the way your brain work is changed, because now he's looking for detail, he's looking for learn, he's looking for what he cannot do it. He's more aware to see everything. So when your energy goes too much the physical body, because you think you're fighting, you focus too much. So you become limited. You just able to use what you already have it in your tools. It's more difficult to learn, get new information. So this is why you get out from this and relax. So and you be in the training mode, so you can see everything what happened. So you're not upset if the guy pass your guard or tap you, but in the same point you are aware to don't give the guy do it. So this is the balance. Okay, you cannot be apathic. The guy don't do anything. The guy do everything in you. Not the idea, but you need to have that balance. And another thing what can take more the control of you is the emotion, because this is the next level when you go. Because even the word emotion, you can see like is energy to move, yeah, emotion, energy move you. So if the emotion control you, this means that energy controls you. It's not you control yourself. So that energy is natural. So the idea is not to kill your emotion. It's not, no, I cannot have emotion. No, you learn how to use that energy, how to use that emotional energy to direct for your body and your mental. So that's the key. You know, when you need to have a motivation, for example, you come to the fight, you know you need to protect yourself, so but the emotion in use maybe can be angry and you cannot focus anymore, so you lose your ability to use the technique you know. But you see that energy, you see that anger come to you, but you don't give that more power to that energy, so that energy is already here. So you transfer that energy for your mobility, how you move and how you're thinking. So that's the key to training. But this like, and when you talk like that way and philosophical way or in theory, maybe I think your guys can get it. It's not so complicated. You can see this, oh, I can understand this. But if you don't see the process when happen in real life, you cannot change anything. So this is the goal for the when you start flow. The Saturday morning class, when you start flow, this focus on that kind of thing. So you give your body what your body needs to do. What your body needs to do. Your body needs to try pass the guard. Your body needs to try submit the guy, take the back, sweep. No, your body know what needs to do based on feeling. So the body tells you what to do based on feeling. It's not your mind tell you what to do it. You know, your body need tell you first. You need feeling, and you decide what to do it. And next step, you go for the mental. So now your mind gives you the information how to pass the guard, how to sweep. But this needs to be really fast, because again, if your focus is too much in the mental again, you start thinking, oh, how is that technique, how I do it? So it's too much there, you lose the time, you cannot do it. So that process is really fast. And when you be in the balance, all this happen at the same time. When the flow is there, when this happen at the same time. But it's not easy to go for that flow state in the beginning, because you fluctuate between all that state. So first the goal is see this happen. You know, when you feel like emotional change, when you're good, when you're in a good position, when you're in the bad position, you see the difference in your feeling, and you can see that process. And after time, you can start balance. So my advice for your guys is try don't think too much. You already thinking through the class. You already train your technique. You already learn what you need to do it. Now let's see what your body already know it. So, and you can catch the mistake you make in that moment. So the idea is try don't force anything. Feeling if you cannot do that way, try don't force. But keep in the movement. Because if you cannot keep in the movement, you come back too much here again. So keep the body in the movement. Don't need to be fast, don't need to be explosive, but keep in the movement. Can be slow, but don't stop. Keep in the movement. So you don't give too much time for the body go too tense. So because you can keep the balance, like a music, you know, you can keep the rhythm. So keep that way. The mental one, try don't think too much. You know, see your thought coming, but don't follow too much what you're thinking. Just move, keep in the movement. Until the point when you start realize you don't thinking, you just see what happened. So it's not blind. I don't care and move. No, you see what happened. And the key is when you see like your emotion. For your emotion, you need to be neutral. You know, be neutral. And more, if you go more like happy state, is when your brain is perfect way to learn things. So every time when your brain is happy, his chemical in your brain is good for you learn new things. So you want to keep your brain that way. So this is why you need to recognize when your brain start go for the fight mode or run mode, you think you fight. And you forget, oh, I'm here to learn, I'm here to move. I'm here to do something just as evolve my way I move. So you need to remember yourself every time until your brain become okay, you know. And you can balance everything. You still do fight movement, you still try win because you still try do the technique you need to do it, but you don't take like too much power for each body. Okay, makes sense? Have some, I don't know, some question or some idea or some feeling use for yourself, because like I say, that way when I talk that way is the way I see, the way I use, the way I can help you. But you can have your own way to catch the self, you know, catch that the guy, because the flow is you want to become before you hear. You not this, you not this, you not this, you not this. You hear. Now, mental body, no flow. Physical body, no flow. Emotional body, no flow. Energetic body, no flow. Who flow is you behind all these things. But for this be able, you need to have that balance. Okay? So you take like just like 3 minutes. We relax, close the eye, and I want your guys looking for that one. Who is before all these things? Okay? I want your guys see the separate. You see your thinking, your thought, your emotion, everything, and start see the separation. Is the guy who there just for watch? No, is the being that I call being. Okay, when you separate body, mind, and the spirit, is the being. The being don't need anything. The being don't need jiu-jitsu. The being don't need fight. The being don't need anything. But the being is you. Is who enjoy all these things. So I want you you be in touch with that being first. You know, feel like you exist. I am. No, I am, but I am something. No, I am just this. I am. Have that feeling. Keep that feeling more you can. So keep that feeling, and when we start sparring, try keep that feeling more long as possible. Okay? You get the idea? Okay?